Alright then, hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of a brand new series on my channel. Now obviously I've never done Pro Evo content before, but to cut a long story short, I'm getting more and more free time on my hands nowadays, and I'm not playing that much Football Manager. To be fair, I haven't even bought FM 2019 this year because yeah, I kind of complete it every year and it's getting a little bit boring. And as you probably guessed from my save last year, I like a challenge, which was, of course, the International Pentagon Challenge that came to an end after a lot of success. And this year, I guess, let's try and do something pretty damn difficult in Pro Evo, which is going to be a 0 to hero save. Now, it's kind of a concept that I've come up with. This is me on the right hand side. There's not going to be a webcam for this series, but those of you guys who have seen my videos before will probably have a good rough idea of what I look like. So let me know in the comments below whether or not you think the guy on the right hand side looks like me. Big shout out to PES Faces. I don't know the guy's real name. I know he's Turkish, so nasılsın to any Turkish people watching. His Twitter will be in the description. And basically, for just €10, you send him a couple of pictures of yourself, and basically, he turns you into an actual model on the game, which for immersion is unbelievable. But yeah, so to cut a long story short, it's called 0 to hero for a reason. So I am using the smoke patch, and the weakest league on the smoke patch in PES is the Thai league. However, you can't actually use the Thai league in Become a Legend or Master League. So, yeah, we're basically starting off in the weakest team in Pro Evolution Soccer 2019 right now, which is V-Varen Nagasaki. Now, a quick Google search actually showed me that they actually got relegated to the J2 League, and they're currently 10th. So that pretty much sums up them as a club. So, yeah, it's going to be a challenge and a half for us as we look to build our career. Here's me on the right hand side. We're going to start off as a 16-year-old. Now obviously I'm 24, I'm not 16, but when you usually start off a Become a Legend, you start off at around, I think, 70 overall. Like, you're already pretty decent when you start off, so it's not that difficult to build your way up to becoming a star like the next Ronaldo, the next Leo Messi. I want this series to be as challenging and realistic as possible, while still trying to have fun along the way. So, we're a 16-year-old, as you can see, relatively versatile. I've tried to mimic myself and mimic my strengths and weaknesses as much as possible in real life. Now, I think the maximum overall on Pro Evo is 110. Now, the weakest player I managed to find on the game was 50 overall, so it only seemed about right that I try and balance my attributes out to try and have 50 overall as a 16-year-old, sorry. That way we can try and build ourselves up. If you see where I'm coming from. So as you can see, a lot of red there. We're pretty rubbish, to be honest. I can do a bit of a Marseille turn. I make a good captain, apparently. Yeah, and I'm a bit of a trickster, and I like incisive running. Granted, most of this derives from what I'm like at 5-a-side. Yeah, my legs don't really play 11-a-side anymore. But anyways, let's get stuck in. So here we go then, in the Nagasaki changing rooms, yeah, we're good to go. Quite a tight kit, to say the least. My own career is now in my own hands. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty scary seeing myself walking towards myself then. It's a bit weird as well because I wear glasses in real life and my model obviously isn't wearing glasses. I mean, I'm not sure if we could have organised for some sort of Edgar Davids style thing on my face, but anyways, so we have joined Nagasaki. And obviously the schedule in Japan is a little bit different. Their season starts sometime in January. There we go, fresh season, fresh expectations. I'm having a press conference that looks so much like me. It feels really awkward to see myself speaking like that, but really cool at the same time. So game plan wise, we are fundamentally an attacking midfielder, and well, I mean, I guess we could potentially fit into one of the shadow striker roles or one of the wide roles or a defensive midfielder role, but it would be more of a kind of deep playmaker role and rather than more of a N'Golo Kante-esque ball winner type role. So I'm not really sure where the gaffer M. Von Goth is going to try and suit me in the side. We'll have to wait and see whether or not we even break into the side straight away. Let's sort our preferred number out. We're kind of like an attacking midfielder, so I think number 11 would be nice if they really gave it to us. So yeah, we'll try and see if they'll give us the number 11. And let's take a quick look at our schedule. It looks like we have a pre-season cup in South America, which is going to be interesting. And yeah, let's gain some preseason fitness. Okay, here we go. I'm in the starting lineup, and I am Nagasaki's brand new number 11, which is nice. But it's all good being the number 11, but you've got to perform like it as well. So we have been given number 11. There we go. As well, general settings. As you can see, we are playing on top player with a match time of 15 minutes, but obviously I'll be cutting and chopping these videos up so that you guys don't have to endure 15 minutes. And the format is most likely going to be kind of 1 or 2 episodes a week, where each episode will kind of feature highlights. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to record as I play in my own time, and then we'll kind of, each episode will end up being a compilation of voiceover plus highlights of how we're getting on as we look to try and move on in our career. And again, this is not something I've ever done before. I don't know how it's going to go down, really, starting with 50 overall. Even though we're a 16-year-old, it's not really how Become a Legend is out the box. So we're going to have to give it a go and see what happens. But anyways, on to the next match. Let's see where the gaffer has decided to play us. I am looking dangerously close to the back four there, and there we go. He's opted to play me as a defensive midfielder, which fair enough. Yeah, it's going to be, I feel like in this kind of 3 at the back system, I'm going to have to do a lot of defensive work, which doesn't really make sense given my strengths. But hey, the gaffer wants to play us, so without further ado, let's make our debut. All right, here we go then. So the South American International Champions Cup. I mean, I'm not going to lie, I've not exactly heard of the team that we're playing against. Yeah, it's cool that they're called Santa. Let's leave it at that, and let's hope that they give us 3 points for Christmas, I guess. I'm not sure. I think they're actually a team from Chile. That's my guess at the moment. But there we go. I want to catch a glimpse of us. I'm not that tall. I'm only 6 foot, 180-ish centimetres. I think 180, 181 centimetres. So I won't exactly stand out like Peter Crouch. Let's leave it at that. There we go. Where am I? Oh, there I am on the left-hand side. Okay, then. Let's jump straight into the game. And we are going to be playing with this kind of vertical camera angle. Now, I know it's not exactly everyone's cup of tea. Now, usually when I play Pro Evo, I kind of play on manual passing. But with this kind of camera, manual passing is far too difficult. But I want to try and create the most immersive experience possible while still kind of keeping it somewhat challenging. So obviously as we progress, we'll see what happens. And we need to try and get used to this system as well, because like I said, I'm not really much of a defensive player. I think what will happen is the 3 centre-backs will kind of split when we're being attacked. The far centre-back on the right and left-hand side will probably kind of be drawn out wide. Oh, that's close there. Be drawn out wide to kind of deal with any wide men, any wide attackers going forwards. And me in the kind of defensive midfielder alongside me will more than likely have to kind of drop in and you know, cover the central half space areas. So ball into the box. It is going to get cleared and the ball comes straight out to us. Let's take a quick look at our game plan as a whole, so we know how the manager wants us to play. So we're a counter-attacking side, short passing, looking to attack through the wide areas, front line pressure, but conservative. So, you know, no gegenpressing or anything like that. And we're looking to contain in the wide areas. Now, my job really is just to look to try and solidify the defense. I'll try and get in decent positions when possible, but I do need to try and shield the back three from potential counter-attacks like this. However, I do have the technical quality. It'll be my job to try and kind of link up the midfield with the defense, help us play out the back, help us initiate counter-attacks, and be kind of that instrumental playmaker-esque style player in the middle of the park. So, yeah, it's going to be very, very difficult for us to find the right balance. I don't really think this kind of system suits me, but, you know, there's not really much we can do right now. Goal kick, and just about won by our centre-back. It is obviously going to take a bit of time as well for me to kind of get used to the names of certain teammates. So that's certainly going to be an interesting one. I'm going to have to make sure that I pick up any runners from midfield here. One makes his way into the box, but the ball gets gathered by our keeper. And here we go. Let's try and initiate a counter-attack here. So I'll pick the ball up, play it to the striker. Let's try and get in a nice position here and try and just, you know, ping the ball about a little bit. Make sure my teammates have constantly got a passing option. And I think for us, it's going to be really important that we can find consistency. Ideally, goals and assists will help, but the more consistent we can be, the better our ratings. I think the easier it'll kind of be for us to... Let's try and win this ball back. Nice stuff. Come on, ref, linesman. That's our ball, that. But yeah, the more consistent I can stay, I think the more likely I am to kind of improve, because for us, if we are to try and get a transfer away, our aim at the moment obviously is to try and get transferred to Europe. Good shield in there from me, making sure we keep possession. Yeah. Oh, is there a pass on there? There is. Can he shoot? Oh, unlucky, and now we need to run back. But yeah, obviously the goal for me is to try to get to Europe. If I can get a transfer to kind of like a championship side, that's pretty cool for me. But in order to really kind of attract them and attract teams of that quality, we are obviously going to have to be significantly higher than 50 overall. It's quite simple, really. So, yeah. But anyways, it looks like we've got a free kick in a decent area. Marilla's asking for a yellow card. Now, obviously, a dream of mine would be to try and get a transfer to Blackburn Rovers. Now, there is an option for those of you guys that are kind of familiar with Become a Legend. Another foul there in the wide area. And for those of you that are familiar with Become a Legend, is that the first yellow card of the game? No, lenient ref. Where you can kind of request your agent to get in touch with a specific team. I don't think I'll be doing that. I want to try and keep it as random as possible. I want just random teams to kind of approach me. Oh, just over the bar there from someone who looks suspiciously like Okazaki, Nakahara. Yeah, so a dream of mine would be to see if we can get a transfer to Blackburn Rovers, because I am a Blackburn fan. But in general, let's just make our kind of goal for the next season or two to try and get a transfer to Europe. The more we can play in Europe, the better opposition we play against, and obviously the more scouts that will be able to watch us as well. Don't lose the ball. So you can see how difficult it is just trying to get the balance right between playing an offensive game and also making sure that we're getting back and doing our defensive duties as well. If we get caught too much out of position, that's why you see the red arrow on the ground. It obviously affects our full-time rating, and the poorer our rating gets. Oh no, we've lost the ball in the bad area there. The lower our manager trust gets, and obviously if you've got a really low manager trust, your manager probably isn't gonna want to play you. And this is a problem here. So for me, instinctively, I want to try and get forward and make a run into the box, but because I'm a defensive midfielder, oh, unlucky that. Striker should have done better there when I played the ball to him. When you play as a defensive midfielder, yeah, you get marked down for it. Right. they head that ball away. And this is really good now. It's a really good opportunity for me to try and break away. Good pass out wide. And you see now, like, I mean, realistically, in this kind of situation, let's give the ball to him. I should be kind of given a license to roam forwards. And someone should be able... Oh, we almost got an assist. But yeah, I should be given a license to roam forwards because in that kind of scenario, we're a counter-attacking team. And I was one of the players who was kind of the furthest forward. But again, the way the game kind of works, I'm told, marks you down for it, which is disappointing. Anyways, come on. On your head. Play this to us. Let's try and ping him through. Oh, lovely pass. The back heel there from our striker. And, yeah, I'm not quite sure what he was trying to do there. And he's kind of left us in a bit of a pickle. So you can see how the centre-back to my right-hand side is kind of pulling away. And I had to track the runner there from midfield. And I obviously managed to get the interception in there in the end. And now that we've got the ball, I'm being told to scurry forward. So, proper box-to-box stuff. Good tackle, though, from one of our lads. And we now have the ball in their half, which means we can try and build an attack. Until, of course, we lose it. So here we go. Let's try and bring this guy down. And we do win the ball back. Nice stuff. And, yeah, pretty happy with me there. Again, tackling isn't exactly my strong point. But regardless, can't complain. Let's ping it out wide. That's where the gaffer wants the ball. And number 17 there decides to lose it. So now I've got to intercept yet again and sweep up in front of the back three. And there we go. Half time. The score is still 0-0. I would like to be pushed a little bit further forwards. I do think I've done a good job, you know, trying to parry in front of the back three, especially there in the dying moments of the first half. But hey, you know, we will grow into this side. We'll become kind of more familiar with certain players, the strengths and weaknesses of our teammates. And finally, I can't believe that Santa player is acting surprised. Finally, the referee pulls his first card of the game out. Suzuki, pedal to the metal there. And we'll get their head onto that. Oh, God, that's close. We have been the better side. We have genuinely been the better side, which wasn't, to be honest, what I was expecting coming into this game. On your heads. And it's over the bar yet again from Nakahara. I think that's his second chance. Nice to see as well that we are sponsored by UNICEF. You can see the frustration as well in Nahara's body language. But there we go. We are top of the touches stat. I think Jimmy Savile will be proud of that one. And, yeah. Oh, referee. I mean, he's given advantage, but flipping heck. Referee, come on. Number 13, give him a yellow card. My controller's vibrating and every look. I had to climb off the ground only for him to bloody bring me down again. I didn't realise this was the WWE. Proper dirty team, Santa, I'm telling you now. Referee's been far too lenient for my liking. Go on, can the centre-back win the ball? No, he can't, because I've won it back instead, but I do end up giving the ball away. Can I win it back? The answer is yes, but I lose it again. Turned on N'Golo Kante mode there. Oh, God, that's a really good ball. I'm going to try and track the player in the central area. Oh, they've hit the post. Oh, they've hit the post again. Clear it, get rid. Oh, no, we've almost conceded there. You know, I don't know if I was to blame somewhat. I was a little bit out of position. Got a little bit greedy trying to win the ball back. Let's try and get in the box just in case a ball comes in. And we just about hang on to a thread there. Very, very, very fortunate not to concede. I'm not really quite sure. It was an open net and somehow the Santa player managed to hit the post. Let's win this ball back. Can we? The answer is yes. And we're going to need to try and play in one of these guys. You try and pass and move here. Good attempt there. And now we've got to run all the way back. But we win the ball back, which is good. Talk about winning the ball back. Another interception. Good positioning from me. And, yeah, we go again. A lot of men behind the ball for Santa. And, you know, they are hunting us down pretty well. It's going to be all about playing these quick 1-2s around some of their players if we are to try and unlock them. It kind of feels like one of those games where a set piece might end up being the difference. And there we go. Interceptions. I am top of the charts for interceptions as well. Which, like I said before, is quite impressive considering I'm not really a defensive player. There we go. Our header just about gets the job done. But, yeah, our left winger gives the ball away. And now we've got to try and track this player. He's now picked up by one of our centre-backs. And there we go. Yet another interception from yours truly. And it's really all about positioning when it comes to the interceptions. Being able to predict where the opposition are going to be going. And you can probably see glimpses, you know, playing with this camera, why I kind of took manual passing off. Because I like playing on manual passing when obviously you can kind of, you're playing as the whole team, you can kind of synchronize your passes together. Not quite sure why number 7 was trying to get in the way there, and he's just bloody giving the ball away. But from this kind of angle, it's very, very difficult to get your angles right in the first place to be able to play manual passing efficiently. My plan as well is once we kind of, or hopefully if we ever make it to a top team, I want to actually increase the difficulty from top player to superstar. They'll make it even more difficult, which, you know, will really kind of make me feel like I am playing at a top level as well. But there we go. Second or third yellow card of the game. I think it's a second, actually. We're yet to make any substitutions, and it wouldn't really surprise me if I ended up coming off. Not because I've had a poor performance, but because of my stamina. And there it is. I have been taken off. And obviously the poor stamina is kind of linked with the fact that we are 50 overall. So we come off and Kurogi comes on. I think, to be honest, one of the most difficult parts of starting off in Japan is going to be not just getting to know our players, but getting to know how to kind of pronounce their names. Oh, I thought that was a deadlock broken then. But yeah, I mean, if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that we managed Japan in Football Manager last season. And to be fair, I got the hang of the names eventually. So, really unlucky that inches away with the header from, let's just call him Dave for now. Marilla, is that what it's called? Marilla, yeah. Now, Nagasaki can initiate a counter-attack. Marilla finds Nakahara. If that number 7 can continue making a run, Nakahara might be able to play him in. Kono, twisting and turning, finds Kurogi. Really should have shot there, Kurogi. Yeah, he came on for me then, didn't he? Could have made himself a bit of a sub-hero, a hero off the bench. And Nakahara finally comes off. More like knackered Hara with how much he's been running up and down that right wing alongside me today. You can see it's always 2 versus 2 in the wide areas. And the fact that we're playing with 2 defensive midfielders as well means we can't kind of try and get that late runner from midfield to give us that extra dummy runner, extra man to try and kind of, yeah, try and get one over him. But it does look like with 2 minutes to go, this could be it. Valencia had the ball, tried to find his partner in crime up front, but another good interception from, I think he's called Buis. Long ball over the top. Rower now, one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Good save. mean, really, that was incredibly poor defending. And I'm not really quite sure how the referee didn't quite give that as a foul. There was a clear kind of push towards the centre-back. And given the size of our centre-back, I don't think he casually decided to just kind of, fall over in that kind of situation. But probably last kick of the game now. Guastavino with the corner. Oh, and Santa hit the woodwork again. I mean, hey, I think Nagasaki, we probably had more chances than Santa did. But Santa hitting the woodwork twice probably had the better quality of chances. And really, I think both teams were poor in the end. And it is going to be and finish 0-0 for our debut match. In terms of our rating, well, we actually got given man of the match with a rating of 7, which is pretty impressive, considering we didn't even play a full 90 minutes. So there we go, Palmeiras and Atlético Nacional are the other two teams in our group. Palmeiras emerged victorious out of that one, 3-1, which does actually leave us in second place at the moment. Whether or not that will be the case come the end of our pre-season outage, we'll have to wait and see. And there we go. So 1 appearance, an average rating of 7.0, and yeah, hopefully we can keep up this form for the rest of our career, because 7.0 isn't too bad. I think our manager's trust level has increased slightly from 19% to 23%. And there we go. Our next match is going to be against Palmeiras, who are top of our group. Brazilian side, I believe. We are going to be in the starting lineup, but I guess that one is going to have to wait until the next episode. So, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and as always, thanks for watching.